Kieran, if we talk about the finances of the Premier League title race, looking at the January window, we know this City's team are not as good as previous City teams. Chelsea are probably exactly where they want to be. Maybe they weren't expecting to be challenging or thinking about challenging this season. But City are 5 points behind Arsenal. Chelsea are only 6 points behind. Do you think either club is likely to spend big in January to try to make that points gap up?
Well, there's always two elements to consider. First of all, is their capacity to spend from a PSR perspective. And secondly, do the clubs have the physical cash? In the case of Manchester City, they're in a strong position. They have been profitable in recent years. We have to park the 115 charges and the repercussions from that. So they certainly have the ability to buy players. Remember, the likes of De Bruyne are no longer on the payroll as well. So yes, they can. And I know that they've been linked with Semenya, who I went to Bournemouth a few weeks ago. He looks absolutely brilliant. He's on fire at present. And that could assist them in terms of the width. So yes, I think City can spend if they want to. I think their track record in the last probably 2 or 3 seasons has been a bit spotty by City standards, which will delight any Manchester United fans watching this. And as for Chelsea, Chelsea get a lot of stick for their player recruitment, but everybody ignores the exit door. Chelsea have they've generated twice as much money from player sales as Liverpool and Manchester City, 5 times as much as Manchester United, 2.5 times that of Arsenal. They use the player trading model as both an exit and an input door. And yes, again, I think they had a bit of a hiccup in June 24 where they had to get players off. The thing that's going to constrain them, however, and this has very much gone under the radar, is that they were in breach of UEFA's rules last season, and they are being monitored very carefully. So therefore, what Chelsea have to do is they have to have a zero net spend in terms of what you might call their Class A players. So if they do buy, they only just scrape through in the summer 2025 window. They're going to have to do the same in January 26. But with Chelsea, you look at the squad, and yes, it looks short in some areas, but bloated in others. And they are very good at persuading players to leave. Strasbourg seem to like Chelsea's players for some strange reason, and that's always a useful vehicle if they're trying to get players out of the door.
Let's talk about that recruitment. Paul, from your perspective, you've in the world of scouting, what is your view of how Clearlake Capital have invested in Chelsea squad? They've gone for younger players and loads of them.
I mean, at the time when you see Chelsea buying, just it's like a trawler netting in, it's like putting out a net like the trawler in the sea and just hooking in the fish, etc. They appeared at one stage to just be buying everybody and anybody, and you're thinking, is that a good sign? Surely they can't facilitate, or the manager must have a headache because it would take him 2 months to remember the names of everybody that they were buying. However, from a financial point of view, which Kevin has just highlighted, they have been really, really amazing at it, because you've got to understand although they're netting in all these young players, they loan them out, they then sell them for increased fees, etc. So you can't really knock the system whereby somebody like myself, who's usually working with a budget of 2 balloons and a goldfish, do you know what I mean? It's kind of it's dead infuriating, and the fact that they have all this money and they just spend money on anybody, but look, what they're doing at the time, I thought was a bit of looked as though it was a possible disaster, but it's been anything but a disaster, because what's been highlighted is that they haven't lost money over it. They've actually increased turnover, they've increased the revenue by the sale of these players that they've brought in. So you can only credit where it's given.